All right, it's 18 degrees outside, 17 degrees, and we're looking at 85 degrees in the kiln. I'm gonna go out there and check it and see what it's doing in there. All right, not a lot of change. The humidifier's been running there with a temperature between 87 and 90 degrees. I think it cuts off at 95. And just coming out here to look at the moisture that's in there. I do have a hose that's running out the side here, but my I don't really know. Yeah, I don't know that it's actually making it down there to it. My little hose ran out to the side there, so I'm thinking I'm going to go ahead and turn it back to where it just runs in the reservoir, and I'll check it that way. So I don't know if it's freezing or what it's doing. So go ahead and get this opened up and have a look, see what's in there. And of course it's 90 degrees in there, so it's nice and warm. Light on in here. And when I'm checking this, I've got a piece of this foam laid on extra on top of it to protect the floor, that kind of thing. And there's the dirt heat. It's set on, I believe it's set on the 1.5 notch, which is an extra high heat. And so yeah, it's set on that. It'll shut off at 140 heat, but I'm only cycling up to 95, and then it'll kick off. And these, I've got two fans on low, and they're just blowing air down through here. And we'll see where I'm at as far as the moisture goes, and see what we got as far as moisture in the container. I'm going to use two hands, I don't knock it over. I had water up to here day before yesterday when I just left it self-contained and I wasn't using the drain. I don't know if it's just running out, freezing, and then what it's doing on the outside, but I'm going ahead and contain it inside the deal and just empty it. I'll check it every couple of days. It's got an automatic shut off on it whenever it's going to town there. So anyway, I think the humidity in here is 25 if I'm not mistaken. And so there we go there. And this is putting out a little bit of warm air from that. And of course it brings it in right here and shoots it out through that. And then that goes on there, and then of course the heater here is plenty warm. So 90 degrees in here is nice and tight. The moisture barrier here is impeccable. The floors and the ceilings, everything's sealed off in the door. So this is really easy. If I puncture something, I just put a piece of tape over it and go with that. So it's really easy to clean up and get that. Wood's all at 90 degrees temperature, so, or 87 degrees temperature, I guess. But anyway, it's nice and dry, and not anything that would be extreme compared to what it is in here in the summer months. So anyway, again, this wood has been air drying for 9 months, and then stuck in here for like a couple of days now. So there it is, stickered, blowing the air through the stickers. See, a lot of guys put their fans this way. That's not the way to do that, because it's hitting this thing, it's damming it right off the bat. So you want it to go through the stickers. There needs to flow right through around the stickers for the airflow to go. Anyway, so let me get back out here and close this thing up. There's the door. And my latches, I need to get them to go up just a little bit because my door swells. Probably ought to come up with a different way of doing that, but right now I'll just use both hands and latch it. Space is a premium. You know, I'm just a house in a subdivision, and you know what? I didn't want to lose my space in my garden shop, my garden shed. So, you know, basically everything was on the floor. I just moved it up and put it up on there, and I still have room in there that I could have done something with it. So, you know, there. So that's my second stack of wood that I put in there. I've got one more that's from 8 months. This has all been just recut. It's almost 6 foot tall, and that's all been cut within the last month. So, or let me put it that way, cut on the bandsaw in the last month. The logs are probably 2 months old. So there's a lot of moisture. When I put the moisture meter on there, they were sitting at over 30. So it was limiting out. And that's what's left over from my build. And I use those pieces. I've got a piece there when I was loading in here. Of course, this all comes off. These dowels, the dowel over there and a dowel here, and that pegs the door where it needs to go. And then I just back these out about an inch all the way around, leave them in there, and so when it loosens up, so I can just lift it off of there, and it's just a 1/4 inch glued to the 1-inch foam, and works pretty good. So here we go. Let's go inside where it's warm. It's 18 degrees out here. You know, that kiln's been out there cooking since yesterday. Let's go check, see how much water condensate is in the thing. And it's pretty cold out. I don't know what it is, 7 to 10 degrees outside. So let's just go see. All right. It's actually sitting around at 89.6. So just shut off just to see what's going on. When you open that up, this up, open that up, and we'll see what kind of humidity we got going on in here. Alright. This is a nice, comfortable place. Wood feels nice and comfy, warm. I mean, it's nice and warm in here, nice and dry. That's what's on the dehumidifier, and it's not producing anything. So let's have water in it. Oh, it's not on. Let me open it up and see what it's got going on here. But it's not running. So let's see what it's got in it. Alright. This thing, I don't know if it's been off. I mean, it's running now. And it detects whenever this thing's off, but there's no humidity in here. So, you know, I think what I'm going to do is put this on the overnight cook and let her cook. Let's bump this up to 140 degrees and just let her run. So it is now 7 o'clock on January 20th, 2025, and we are going to, we've been watching the presidential inauguration today and looking forward to what Mr. Trump brings to the office, and we'll love to see everything that comes out of this. And let's get this done, lock this thing up, put this in cook mode, and see if we can wipe out some bugs. My door is pain. I can lock it if I have 2 hands, but it sure isn't photogenic. So let me turn this off and lock it up. Alright, we're going to switch this thing up and push this, hold that in about 3 seconds. And it's going to go into set temperature, and we're going to take it all the way up to 140. And we'll set it at 141, and it will kick off before it does anything else. And we're going to hold that and get it back to what? So basically this is going to run until it gets 141 degrees, and this is the threshold that it's set as, 144 and 138. So the inside of this box, since it's warmed up, it'll take it a little while to get up to speed. Probably maybe an hour before it gets up close to 100. Well, I don't know, it may get up there a little bit faster now because it's nice and warm in there. But anyway, so that's going to go up to 140. The Dura Heat little heater in there's got a thermostat that will shut off at 140. This will shut off at 140. And so to kill bugs, I need to get the core temperature of the wood down to 133 degrees, or up to 133 degrees, and keep it that way for 30 minutes. So through the night, this thing here will do that process through the night. Then I'll check it in the morning when it's like 1 or 2 degrees outside here, and see what it's got. I used liquid nails for the glue, and it's falling off the door, so I'll probably have to re-glue this on here with something different, because the liquid nails just did not hold, and it was designed for foam, but I think it was just too cold when I put it on there. And anyway, so it's got the foamy side there, and it's just not sticking, as you can see by the door. Anyway, so that thing's up to 94. That dehumidifier will kick off at 95 degrees and no longer work, but there was no moisture in it. I mean, there wasn't anything in it. So this is my second batch of this group. The last batch is down there underneath that desk right over there, or that bench. And the other one, I killed the bugs in it, 2 or 3, about a week ago. So I've been letting the humidity run off of it. I only got like maybe half a gallon out of this batch right here, and then that was about it. So it didn't produce anymore. So we'll just see what happens with it and let this cook, and then next day or so we'll put that one in there and do the same process. We'll let it run at the 90 degrees for a day or two, just to see if there's any more moisture in it at all, and then we'll run it up and cook it, and to sterilize the wood, the bugs and stuff in it. So, and then I've got that guy right there. Of course, I need to get him in. That's all green cut. That's about a month. Been cut about a month, and so the logs were cut, but in long form they don't dry. So that's pretty green. It was indexing the moisture meter over 30. Was going over limits. So there we go. This wood that's down there, I was getting 6 to 8 degrees, or 6 to 8% moisture on the boards. A couple boards got 10 that were like in the middle of a knotty hard area. But for the biggest part, it was somewhere between 6, 7, and 8 for the biggest part. So there we go. All right, let's go inside where it's warm. What do you say? That thing's almost up to 100 degrees in there right now. I've just been out here for about 3-4 minutes just talking. Anyway, again, this box is just a 2x4 frame. It's got the 1-inch foam that's got aluminum on the inside, which is all facing inside. So the inside of the box is totally aluminum. There's almost no wood exposed inside there except for what's inside the kiln and the wood itself. So there we go. Everything's good except for the door. The door's not, or this right here is not good. I did decide to kind of leave this on here for right now. I was going to put some bolts in there, but I think what I'll do is I'll just keep that on there until I go to lag bolts, and then because that's so convenient the way that is, and it works good. So we'll just leave it alone.